21 news game. Drug dealers in the Moussain, at the top of the food chain. Trapping the cocaine, no game. Shooter with no names. We can play toe games, the whole game. Kicking your dough, man. Yeah. Put on the paddock, pop it, said it, I'm an addict. Break the mattress with a batty on the attic. Diamond glasses, need some glasses for the flashes, yeah. Michael Jackson with the fashion, bitch, I'm dabbing, yeah. I do this shit on purpose, got the bitches slurping. Whoa. All your pockets on hurting, nigga, you could be my servant. Go to the line, young nigga, don't listen, I purchase. After I cut up the thought, I give her some money for service. Yeah. Wherever I go, the whole gang gon' go. Yeah, you cannot tame the hoe because she won't fame for sure. You think that you rich cause you got 100 or more. I got an overload, look like I just sold my soul. I pour up before a liter, I got the stripes, Adidas. I got a farm, mama, see it, and I've been known to beat it. Niggas ain't going defeated. We get the guns immediate. No running the group is an idiot. These niggas is broken, it's pitiful. Automatics in the trunk. Shoot the maggots with the pump. Thotty natty, love the paddock on my arm. He got static. Pussy nigga, run your charm. Ghostface killers, Wu-Tang, 21 news game. Drug dealers in the Moussain, at the top of the food chain. Trapping the cocaine, no game. Shooter with no names. We can play toe games, the whole game. Kicking your dough, man.
Yeah. Kim Jong, yeah, big bomb. Wonder bread, man, make your bitch lick crumb. Yeah, out of my pocket, flooded, got my wrist numb. Link, grab the hit stick, nigga tryna blitz some. Dope boy, I sell coke, boy. You broke ass rappers, food, it's a po' boy. Everybody the same, all these niggas sound alike. Yeah, Fox 5 gang, turn you to a candlelight. Bitch boy on my mobster, shrimp in my pasta. Jamaican dun da da, hang round the shotters. Mad Max, nigga, yeah, I hang with the killers. Planet of the Apes, yeah, I hang around gorillas. I got AK, SK, HK, broad day. You a fuck boy, we ain't with the horseplay. Bitch, Trump ass nigga, did you do your chores today? Do you wanna take a ride with the coroner today?
Automatics in the trunk. Shoot the maggots with the pump. Thotty natty, love the paddock on my arm. He got static. Pussy nigga, run your charm. Ghostface killers, Wu-Tang, 21 news game. Drug dealers in the Moussain, at the top of the food chain. Trapping the cocaine, no game. Shooter with no names. We can play toe games, the whole game. Kicking your dough, man. Drop from the heaven straight in the wild. Trunk in the front top, gotta slide.
Today, we're going to talk about the loaded NBA slate, college football and NFL look-ahead lines, and of course, the squad ride. This is Behind the Lines.
But Rodgers is a fucking fossil. This team's in shambles. The Steelers are wagging at home. It's going to be a gross fucking game. And I'm going right back to fading the Jets.
And once again, the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan, when the lights are bright, do not show up and they fall. Their receivers are banged up. The ones out there couldn't catch shit. Their defense is taking a step back. This 49ers team is a fucking joke. And I'm looking at you, Kyle Shanahan. You're supposed to be that guy.
In the postseason for the first time in his career, and they find a way to fucking blow it. Look, we should have known the Yankees bullpen was going to come back and bite them in the ass at some point. They've been a little bit too good. But my goodness, did we think it was going to be a big Christmas?
What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Wednesday, episode 572 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your two hosts, Krabs and Jovan, presented by Bookit Sports. If you're not tracking your bets on Bookit, what are you doing? Do you live under a rock? Start tracking your bets on Bookit today. Change your life for the better. All right, hold yourself accountable. Start tracking your bets over there on Bookit Sports. Jovan, it's never fading the Caps last night, that's for sure. Damn it.
Never was. Might be today. Well, we'll leave that later.
Yeah. You know what? We'll talk about that plenty. I didn't hear no bell. Might have to go back to it, Jovan. We've got a loaded NBA slate today. We'll definitely have to spend some time talking about that. You ready to lab some NBA?
Of course. Have to.
Sure. College football, NFL look-ahead lines. We'll take a peep at some of those for the weekend as well, gents. And then, of course, the squad ride. We got to stop the bleeding. After a pretty good start to the month here, we've now lost like 4 in a row. Brutal. Okay, last night it was never the Flyers, fading the Caps. That was cake. W recap. L play. Yeah, Jovan, not my best work there on the Flyers ML.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it
Sucked.
too, obviously. 2 shorthanded goals. The same line for the Flyers gave up 2 shorthanded goals in a single period. That is unheard of.
That was
absolutely unheard of. That was the first time since, I think, the broadcast said 06 that the Caps have had 2 shorthanded goals, period. Mind you, in the same period against the same line. That is insane.
Yeah. So that does not happen a lot. And chat, W reminders telling me to go get the fucking chip. I need to go get that damn chip. We got the Rafi MF coming in, dropping a resub, 1.5 years sub. Let's keep the winning. Let's keep winning together, fellas. Sure. W to Rafi. And I do need to go get that goddamn chip. Let me put that in my notes real quick. Hold on. Fuck me, dude. Walk to 7-Eleven and get the damn chip. Yeah, that's bait. Might have to be an end of BTL tomorrow type thing. Chad, if you have no idea what the fuck we're talking about, spun the wager wheel and landed on the one chip challenge, of course. Probably the worst thing on there. So maybe tomorrow at the end of BTL as punishment. Definitely not in the beginning. No chance.
For sure not in the beginning, unless you want to just chalk
but
BTL.
W reminder there, chats. And also, I got to catch a plane tomorrow and get down to Dallas. So that might be that sketch.
Completely forgot about that.
Somebody get Krabs his chipski, please. The chip can't do shit. Too big Krabs. Bro, that chip will fuck me up 100%. Eat the chip on the plane. That cannot be safe, Skywalker.
Why don't you just wait till you get down here to do it?
I mean, yeah, I could do that as well. I could rip it on Thursday Night Football sweats when I get there.
Yeah.
That would play.
Yeah, that would be
good point.
Smarter.
Yeah, probably not getting on the plane. I wouldn't recommend flying post-chip challenge. Yeah, that can't be good. All right. Well, I like where your guys' heads are at. And W reminder, I just put it in my little to-do note sheet here to go get the goddamn chip. W's. All right. Can we keep recapping here? Enough talking about the chip. Let's go to the Sharp Report from yesterday and recap that. 2 and 3 from both of us. Still found a way to lose a squad rides. Luke Cornett might have been some of my best work.
Yeah, that was you're literally goated for that, Krabs. Actually goated. People forget on that. Forget about
you said yesterday, if that's Max, I'm goated, and it's Max, and it was free.
Yeah. That was
now, did Karl Anthony Towns, did he have a block last night?
I don't know.
Because he also was up for half a block, and he was also read out sharp, but I ended up going with Cornett, obviously, because he was more of a rando. Anybody in chat know if our guy Cat ended with a block last night? I think that hit in the first half. Yeah, it did.
He did not. He had no block.
Wow. So we went with the right square there. W's.
Oh, we did not. Or are you talking about Cornett?
Cornett did in the first half. We know that because it cashed. Yeah, Towns did not have one.
I thought
so. That's huge. We picked the right square.
We did. Good. We were sweating that for you on sweats, Krabs. That was electric.
Sure.
Then
did you see the block right away? I wasn't tapped in when that happened.
But
you guys see it live
spamming in chat, and we're like, no fucking way.
Look, chat wants more NBA squares. That's one thing we're 100% going to do on, BTL during the NBA season. That's one way we can help you guys with some more NBA action, get you guys some better squares. We got KD and Mr. 23 coming in, dropping a resub. W Sharp Reports. Let's go. Yeah, solid day yesterday. Solid day yesterday on the Sharp Reports.
Not just to self-glaze. I think I called every single part, maybe other than the final winner, but it was in a shootout of that Pens Flames game correctly. I just have to put that out there. The third period madness with last second tied game to send it into OT and win in a shootout with the Flames. And maybe the most perfect script I think I've had of a game so far this year. Incredible. And shout out Wolf for getting a win, legacy win.
Yeah,
might be good.
Good call. Also, shout out the Lakers last night. Shout out Bronny James for getting involved. Hey, maybe Bronny James on that team is a good thing because they're 1-0 against the spread when Bronny James plays for the Lakers. So, W Lakers play last night. I kind of talked about it going back and forth between taking the Lakers and not, and knowing what's sharp and what's not. But they came through, and he only played about 2 minutes. Obviously didn't score, almost did, but got swatted by Rudy Gobert, I believe. Somebody took his lunch money down there in the paint on a putback, but good to see Bronny James up and moving out there. Didn't do shit, but Lakers covered and won. Undefeated against the spread in the Bronny era. Got to give respect.
Yeah. I mean, it's been one game, and maybe it goes to show just how dog shit the T-Wolves might be compared to last year, but how dog shit is Darvin Ham? I think we all kind of already knew that, but seeing the Redick offense and overall team, they don't even look like remotely the same team on offense when they actually look like they had somewhat of a plan. So
yeah,
we'll see how that lasts, but they look good.
Shout out Rui Hachimura for looking great. He looked unbelievable in game 1 of the season. He looked confident. He was taking shots. He was being aggressive. That's the one thing we've been missing for Rui since he joined the NBA, since he got involved. The guy's been soft. He's a passer. The lights are bright. He doesn't like to shoot. He kind of showed up on game 1 and put up a pretty damn good performance. And so did AD as well, obviously.
Yeah, shout out Trent.
Yep. I don't think Trent has ever hit a bet or a PrizePicks square, either taking or fading Anthony Davis. It's honestly impressive at this point.
Yeah.
But Trent did hit a NBA PrizePicks lineup last night. Do have to give credit where credit's due.
And it was
Don't let Trent get hot. It might be too late.
Not with the goats. He tailed surgeons on some actual surgical squares. Shout out
Yeah.
Trent. He did crap.
He's dialed. Smacked a 4-man. Think one of the legs pushed. Doesn't matter. Shit fucking smacked. People forget Krabs has a top 10 NBA better badge on his Pickett. Do I still have that up?
That's insane.
That's crazy if I still have that, Skywalker. I know I had that up there last year. Look, man, you guys know I don't love the NBA, but we're going to bet it a little bit. We're going to talk about it more. We're definitely going to take some PrizePicks squares this season. We hit bets in the NBA. We do. All right. We, that's not going to change this season. We're going to hit even more bets in the NBA.
Remember the
surgeons, yes.
I think the Pacers over was described by like 3 times last year. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers Goots. Sure. All right. Chat, what else? We got to recap King of the Board here. I think I got one last night. Sure. Good. Let's go. How about the Preds? Was always the Preds. It was never the Flyers.
Always was. Those games were always going 1-1.
Yep. Well, Nashville came through. They got their first win of the season, I believe.
Yep.
Right? They've been moose, but they got it done. And we've got Don't Fade 86 coming in with the resub W's for 28 months. W Don't Fade 86. W Texas Hold'em 555 coming in, dropping a follow in a first-time chatter.
No way Pork is on 2K right now.
Good. Krabs, why don't you like the association? I don't hate the association. I just like college basketball a lot better. A lot better. And it pisses me off when these guys don't play defense during the season. You know? What else, chat? Pork is up and moving. God damn it.
Oh, wait, Pork's up and moving.
Some morning pork getting some shots up.
Morning pulled pork.
Sure. I think we've got Surge Stream back again today, ZDC bets. Rumor has it we've got Trent crafting up some winners on the Surge Stream this afternoon. NBA's back. He's excited to get back in the lab and cook up and obviously replicate that lineup that he crafted up yesterday. It smacked. Dubs. I thought so. He said if the Flyers lose, he would be on BTL. I thought he ended up nuking the Preds, not the Flyers, which was a good thing because I remember him saying he was going to freak out if the Preds lost after he put him in a parlay or something.
He nuked the Panthers.
Straight bet?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, grass. Well, here, why don't we move and groove and get into the sharp report for today? Enough talking about the recaps, enough talking about the ice. Why don't we hop in and talk about some winners for tonight? All right, let's cut the shit. Let's dive in. I do have a play on the ice. Speaking of the ice, speaking of cake, speaking of the Flyers, I didn't hear no about. I'll go back to the Flyers on the ML here. I said before yesterday, if they lose this game, I'm going to bet them again the next day because for some reason they have a home and away here back-to-back days, and it's the only NHL game on tonight. So people will be tapped. I'll be tapped watching my Caps, who look great, by the way. They look unbelievable so far this season. They were on the road last night. Now they come back home here in this spot. They're up to minus 150. Did you think this line is where it should be after the Caps have now rolled and won 4 in a row, including, beating the Flyers last night, and the Flyers have now lost 4 games in a row? 5, actually.
I'd say it's right. I'd say it's probably about where it should be.
It's where it should be? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take Philly again on the ML, unfortunately for my Caps, although it could be a good thing for my Caps. I'm going to fade them once again. They look too damn good. PrizePicks squares making it seem like maybe we get a goal out of Owen Tippett or a point out of Owen Tippett. They've got a point square up for Tom Wilson as well. He's been cracked out to start the season. Good to see it after, a couple back-to-back mid-years. He's been injured. Starting out hot so far this year. We'll see how long it lasts. I kind of like Philly's chances, Jovan. I mean, you can give me your angle here, but back-to-back nights. I know last night Philly was home. They blew it. Now they're on the road. Who the heck wants to bet them at the same line after they got spanked last night by the Caps, who look great? Probably nobody.
Yeah, I mean, there's
right?
a couple things in the NHL that I religiously play. If there's 2 teams coming off a shutout, I take the over in the game. If there's 2 teams that are playing back-to-back against each other, I take the other team or maybe the total in that case. But especially like the way that game played out, like with 2 shorthanded goals in 10 minutes to start the game. I mean, give me a fucking break. That's
it's brutal.
a ridiculously lucky start to a game. So if you bet against stuff like that in the NHL, you're going to make coin. And if you're betting the same team to beat the same team 2 games in a row, you're long-term losing coins. Yes, I will join you on the Flyers. Of course.
Wow. Love to hear that. And chat, we could talk plenty about the NBA coming up here. For now, why don't I go ahead and give you maybe the nastiest sell job of all time? It could be. People are talking. Kennesaw State. Listen, guys, Kennesaw State, they're new to D1 FBS, right? This team has not been good. They're 0-6. They're still looking for their first win. They've played 4 QBs now at this point. I don't even know who the heck is playing QB for Kennesaw State. But let me give you a breakdown of this game tonight on the gridiron. Okay, you've got Kennesaw State, who, mind you, we bet in their last game when they were +9. You guys remember what happened? They fucking lost by 9. How did Vegas know that? Crazy. I think that might be the only time I've ever seen a 9 spread in football, ever, right on the nose, and it fucking landed right on 9. Can't make it up. They might have had a time machine in that game. I'm looking at this game, and I'm seeing Liberty getting steamed up from, minus 24-ish to minus 26, 26.5, depends on where you're looking, but Liberty is getting nuked with bets, and that spread is moving accordingly. Kind of weird, in my opinion, considering Kennesaw State's covered or at least pushed in that last game. Now, we don't know who's playing QB for them, but we do know that Liberty has only played 1 or 2 games in the last month or so. Liberty has not played a lot recently. I think they come out a little bit rusty here on the road as well in a huge letdown spot. Liberty's still undefeated. But if you watch their games, Jovan, they really have not looked as sharp as people expected. And although they might be winning, they're not really covering or winning big. They're only 1-4 against the spread. They barely just beat an FIU squad who's not good. Did not even come close to covering in that game. This Liberty team, they look like they've taken a little bit of a step back. Even with Salter at QB, I'm not afraid to fade them, especially considering they've only played 1 game in the last month. I'll fade Liberty, who might be a little bit rusty early on in this game, and I'll back Kennesaw State, who, by the way, this Bohannon kid who went in at QB, Braden Bohannon, who went in the second half of their last game, Jovan, after they benched the other kid or he got hurt or whatever after throwing 2 picks. I don't know if it was an injury thing. I don't know if he got benched. You know who this Braden Bohannon kid is?
Fill me in.
You heard of him? His dad's the coach, and his brother's a wide receiver on the team. And when he went in, the offense looked better. His stats were at least better than the other guy. And we haven't heard or seen anything from Bryson at all. Davis Bryson, the kid who started, the Virginia kid who was originally their QB early on in the season. I haven't heard a peep out of him. I haven't seen anything about him at all. I don't even know if he's still with the program. To be honest with you, it might be coach's son, Bohannon. At home, with Liberty coming into town, undefeated, massive look-ahead spot for Liberty. What do they have to get up for in this game? Going to 0-6 Kennesaw, the worst team in college football, who's still hungry for their first win, having a new QB out there, the coach's son. I think we get Kennesaw State to cover this game early. And I want to fade Liberty early in this game as they're shaking off some rust.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate that for 1 second. I can't say too much because my play is similar, maybe not as gross, but I mean, I guess you're betting something so Liberty's got to show you. They haven't covered. Granted, you're taking first half, but like they haven't blown out anybody all season. So maybe devil's advocate would be they need some style points, but I don't know if they've shown they can do that yet.
They've low-key looked like shit kind of this season.
Yeah, kind of look really bad, dude. Really bad.
Chat was impressed by that sell job, I think. We got a kid in
great-
chat, Trevor, saying, wow, I
great
go to
sell
Kennesaw
job,
State and I
Krabs.
didn't know that. Yep, I got in the fucking lab this morning. I'm tired of losing.
Wow.
Tired of losing.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, look, Kennesaw State, one of the nastiest plays on the board tonight, even without all the QB stuff and the sell job, and fading Liberty has only played 1 game in the last month. It's just a nasty play that's going to hit more often than not. Back in Kennesaw State with the points here at home. Still looking for their first win. I'll take my chances with the Owls early on. Let's see what Jovan's cooking up.
Well, I guess I'll go stay on the gridiron first because while we're talking about nasty dogs, I think Middle Tennessee is the one that I like a little more. Because you know exactly, not just because of the number it's at, which is pretty similar. You know what this game reminds me of to a T? This is Rice Tulane from this week. Because you remember what Tulane was doing offensively before their bye week? They're putting up 70 points, 60 points every single week. Jacksonville State, exactly the same. They've been on a ridiculous offensive stretch the last couple weeks. and they got a bye week. Now they have this midweek game against an offense that's struggling. Literally same exact situation as Rice Tulane. I think this is going to be a game where I don't know if you're going to struggle necessarily with points, but I do think Jacksonville State's going to come out a little slow. They were on a tear. Now they have the bye week. I think they come out a little slow, a little rusty from that. And then Middle Tennessee, who is coming off of that absolutely disgusting 14-5 game, I feel like they're going to be a little buzzed up offensively and come out with a little more points than expected in this game. So I think this is going to come out to be a little closer than expected. It feels like the game where they do come out slow. Maybe Middle Tennessee goes band for band with them early, and Jacksonville State's never really able to extend the lead past anything you're needing for 3 touchdowns, obviously. So I do find it pretty interesting that Jacksonville State, greatest offense of all time, Middle Tennessee State, I mean, horrendous defense against anybody not named Kennesaw State in an offense that can barely move the ball. And sitting at that 20.5, the hook under 3 touchdowns for a while now, after I think it opened 21.5. I think that's pretty telling, coming off a buy too, where a lot of people would usually buy that, and I love to sell it. So I will take Middle Tennessee State and the Blue Raiders gladly in that spot.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, Jacksonville State's Rich Rod squad has taken a step back this year, especially defensively. I mean, we knew they would take a step back on offense when their 30-year-old quarterback, and I cannot believe I'm forgetting his name, Zion, I believe. Zion Webb from last season. Yep, brain blast, got it. When he left, we knew their offense would take a little bit of a step back, but I've been pretty disappointed with their defense. Their D-line was great last year. That was part of the reason why they were pulling off these crazy upsets, hanging around in games. Their D-line was great. I don't know if everybody graduated. I don't know if everybody transferred, went to better schools, but their D-line has been fucking atrocious this year. They haven't been able to get any pressure, and that's been a difference for that Jacksonville State defense. Maybe Middle Tennessee State, maybe Vadiato and co. get going here. It's pretty weird. They've been hanging around that plus 20.5, which is a line that nobody ever wants to bet. You want to lay that minus 20.5. It looks like you're getting a good number inside of 3 touchdowns. I think you're on the right side here. I just don't know which dog is the right one to really lock into and take tonight.
Yeah. I will say, I'm just looking at this game because I remember, I know you unfortunately remember too, that midweek game that Middle Tennessee played against Louisiana Tech, where they gave up 48 points to that piss poor offense. Jacksonville State has scored 54, 63, 44, 34 in their last games. And that's really their other game before that was Louisville. So I'm not even counting that. They've put up points, a lot of them against every single non-power team. And in conference play, they've been absolutely rolling. And now they're coming off a bye week. You can get them pretty comfortably under that number if you're looking at their team total today. Under any of those numbers. So it should be free.
Okay. Yeah, I like Middle Tennessee State here. I do. Am I a little bit worried about Jacksonville State's offense just putting up a fucking 100-piece on Middle Tennessee State when there's a chance? But Middle Tennessee State, their defense looked a little bit better last week. Obviously, they're playing against Kennesaw, but still some improvement there. And obviously, the offense for Jacksonville State, although they put up some big numbers, I'd much rather fade their offense without Zion Webb involved because their QB situation, whether it's Huff, whether it's Smothers, it has not been good. It has not been good.
I love fading the teams that are rolling coming in off the bye week. The example was Rice Tulane because that was a similar game with a similar spread. But another example, Texas Tech, they looked like dog shit. They were rolling in off a bye week and they got blasted by Baylor, which was crazy. So if they're going to look great off the bye week, even though it is Middle Tennessee State, not Baylor, I guess Rice could be pretty comparable to them. But I'll pay to find out.
No way Vadiato was thrown as Zay Flowers in high school. They went to the same high school?
No shit.
That's great. All right. I like that play. Now take me to the association. You're laying it with Memphis here. Sure.
Yeah, I'm going to square up with the Grizz. Talking about some of the things we've learned from the NBA over the last couple of years. The Jazz are always sharp at home. Always sharp at home. And I'm tired of buying in, especially when this is probably – the weirdest Jazz team we've seen in a couple years. Expectations are not there. They just signed Markin into the huge deal. They got a lot of, ball dominant guys. They need to take advantage of the offense or take control of the offense. So I'm good there. I want to buy on the Grizzlies. And that offense with Ja and D-Bane, not putting D-Bane on the same caliber, even though I want to because he's a TCU legend. But those two guards controlling the backcourt. I know they don't have Jaren Jackson to start the season, but Edey's going to be a force. I think a lot of the role players too that everybody's in love with on Twitter are going to step up to have big seasons as long as Ja can stay healthy. I mean, the sky's the limit for that team. I'm going to buy in early and say that if just like last week or yesterday, the fake sharp teams really don't pay out to start the season, and the Jazz are in this spot 90% of the year. So I'm going to square up with the Grizzlies and think they come out with a boom, especially because that's what they did all of last year to start the season when they were healthy. So I do think they go on the road and beat the Jazz by quite a bit.
Huh. 2 words, chat. Edey. Learn about him. You're about to. This kid's about to be a freak. His rookie of the year odds, I remember talking about this fucking 6 months ago, almost a year ago, when he was like plus 1,800, I believe was the opening line for his odds to win rookie of the year. Give me a fucking break. Do these people watch basketball? The guy's 8 feet tall. You're telling me he's not winning rookie of the year? And now he's blessed a little bit with some injuries on his team. He's going to get more PT right off the rip, right? He's got to hold it down in the paint for them. Somebody has to. So you got some luck on his side, but also, I mean, give me a fucking break, guys. Especially my college basketball peeps. You're telling me you didn't think Edey was going to be good? He's down to plus 200 to win rookie of the year. The season hasn't even started yet.
Yeah.
He's about to fucking muck. John Morant is about to be an assist machine, lobbing it up to Zach Edey like it's nothing. I'm very excited to watch this offense. I just hope Edey can hold it down in the paint on defense, right? That's the one thing I am a little bit worried about.
I mean, I know preseason is preseason, but like I've watched a good bit, and he's been not only like good in the paint, but like he's switched onto some guards at times, and he's looked kind of good, which is a little surprising.
I fucking hope so, man.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm kind of excited. I do think like for the Grizzlies tonight too, I feel like the offense will eventually work itself out with him and Jaren Jackson on the floor at the same time. Like Jaren can stretch the floor. It's just like consistently enough. I don't know. And I don't know how often they'll be on the floor at the same time, but they did talk about that being a sticking point. I love that they don't have to worry about that in game 1 because he's not playing. So like it's going to be Aldama starting in his place, and we'll see what the rotations look like after that. But yeah, I'm in on the Grizz. Square up, call what it is, but taking them.
Okay. And apologies for cucking you on that Celtics play. Should have been in the squad ride last night. Should have trusted. Great play.
I understand why you don't want to do it. It's the defending champs on banner night. I get it.
Great call, though. She was air.
Knicks are
should have gotten a better look. Yeah, we'll give that Memphis play more of a look today. That's for sure. Hopefully it's not a night too late taking a Jovan NBA play for the squad ride, but we'll circle back to that and the rest of that NBA board as well. For now, why don't we talk about some PrizePicks squares? I got one, you got one, and I'm taking a weird one. And you might not like this one, to be honest with you, because this kind of looks like a fade on one of Jovan's weird squares that he would typically take. But hear me out. I'm using my basketball brain a little bit with this one. Okay, you got Tyus Jones. And by the way, we got Ryan Colt coming in with a subby, 26 months, W streak. Let's go, Ryan Colt. Attaboy. Appreciate the subby before I get into the sell job here. Tyus Jones making his debut on his new team, correct, for the Suns, right? Big game tonight on the roads at the Clippers' new stadium, I believe, right? And we're seeing the Suns up to like -5 here in the spots. Obviously, the Clippers have some injuries here, but I kind of like the Suns in this game on the road. And I don't know, TBD if I'm going to fade the Clippers, in their debut for their home stadium here. But I definitely want to fade Tyus Jones on his threes, although I do think he's going to help this Suns team level up and be a much better squad and help this team cover. It's not going to be with points. Tyus Jones, what did he do last season? He had a career high in points per game, and he had a career high in assists per game. He had an unbelievable season. He was running the offense in Washington. And look, I watch a lot of those games, unfortunately, for my eyeballs and my brain, but I do. That guy was one of the only players on the court who knew what the fuck was going on and what he was doing for the Wizards last year, plain and simple. I mean, he was one of the guys who kept us afloat at times. Tyus Jones, have a fucking year, buddy. But now you're on a new team. And what does Tyus Jones do? Tyus Jones, bless his heart, not the best scorer, not the best shooter, although he averaged his highest points per game last year. That was from getting to the fucking rack. And what does this guy do? Tyus Jones, you've seen it all last season. He gets to the rack early. He gets fouled. He likes to score a lot in the first quarter, but it's not shooting threes. I'll tell you that much. It's getting to the fucking rack. But he was one of the highest scorers for the Wizards last season in the first quarter. You're going to see Tyus Jones in his debut on his new squads be the leader that he is and not look to score as much in this first game. He's going to look to set up his guys. Bradley Beal. He's going to look to set up his guy, Kevin Durant, his guy, Devin Booker. He's going to look to set up his squads, his offensive stars that he has in that team. They brought him in to be a passer. They didn't bring him in to score. They already got 3 scores. They don't need Tyus Jones shooting fucking threes. Plain and simple. And he has hit this the more than in the last 2 seasons on his debut night. And I like fading this. For some reason, he's got a lot of volume on his threes on opening night in the NBA. The last 2 seasons, he's soared over this number. Not this time. Different script. He's here to pass. He's here to lead that offense. He's not fucking shooting.
I could kind of be on that, Krabs. I don't hate that. I mean, for what it's worth, too. Like, I know that the Clippers are a little shorthanded, obviously, coming into the season, coming into this game. But, like, the guys they still have, they're a pretty solid perimeter defense, even without them. So, like, I don't hate that at all because I remember from last year, too, when the Wizards played some tougher perimeter defenses. Those are, like, the Tyus Jones assist spike games. I remember, like, one game against the Heat specifically. I mean, he had, like, 13 or 14 assists because they were clamping everybody else. And then he just took the role of facilitator and got guys cutting to the basket pretty much all game. So I would assume that's going to be his role. And if they're really getting clamped like that, you know, Devin Booker and KD and maybe Bradley Beal, hopefully not, are going to play ISO ball. So
sure,
that could be sharp.
Good. Now the over is -120 on the books. Not ideal.
Yeah, I mean, that's
but
probably fair.
I'll do a little update on that while you go over your sell job for your PrizePicks square. What do you like today? Ooh, you got a 3 square as well.
Desmond Bangs. Gotta take it, dude. And I mean, sure, like part of it's the Jazz perimeter defense that is absolutely terrible. And I mean, last year we saw them allow plenty of volume. But again, like it kind of goes back to Jaren Jackson. Like I feel like when you get into this game without him, and you're going to have Zach Edey playing some bigger minutes, you're going to have Santi Aldama playing bigger minutes. You spread the floor, you space the floor a lot. And the story of the preseason so far for the Grizz has been that Desmond Bane and John Morant are like the 2 heads of the snake of this offense. And they're honestly giving Desmond Bane a lot more primary ball handler duties. And he's been shooting off the dribble plenty and shooting off the PNR plenty. So I feel like this is the game, especially in like a game that you think is going to be a points environment or over environment. That's going to be pretty fast paced. Even with Edey in the game, I'm taking Desmond Bane to bang 4 times. I feel like this is him and Ja absolutely going off game with, of course, Zach Edey helping that on both sides, whether it's Desmond Bane shooting himself off the PNR or Ja off the PNR finding Desmond Bane. I feel like there's going to be plenty of that in this game because this is the perfect game script for that to happen, especially that I'm leading into the Grizzlies.
All right. Well, I know one thing about Jovan's 3-point squares. Definitely not fading them. I'm taking those fuckers. Had a good read on these last year, knock on wood. Let's hope we got 2 good reads on these 3-point squares for tonight.
Yeah.
W's.
I mean, partially, I'll give it like a 20% bias on this one because it is Desmond Bane, but 80% Brain.
Okay. We got It's B Time coming in with a follow. W, It's B Time. We appreciate you. If you guys are in here on Twitch, drop a follow. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and make sure you have the notice turned on so you know when we're posting new vids. Okay, hit that little fucking bell emoji. Get those notices turned on YouTube and make sure you guys subscribe over there as well. All right, make my day. Dubs. All right, well, we are going to go over the rest of these NBA games. I don't know if now's the best time to do that, but I'm happy to if you'd like. We just went over our plays here. You want to take a peep at the rest of the NBA boards?
Might have to. Pretty curious of what would catch your eye on the slate.
I'm down. You want to take a look at Pickett Pro?
Yeah.
You can pull it up and take a peep at some of these NBA lines. Chat, you guys want to dive into some NBA talk here? Wouldn't mind taking a peep at PrizePicks as well. Okay. Yeah, you guys want it? You want to get involved in the NBA? Sure. Dubs. Let's do it. And chat, yeah, let us know what plays you like. Maybe we start with straight bets and we get a PrizePicks squares after. But we got Pacers. We've got Pistons. Pistons only getting 5 points at home against the Pacers, who I believe went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. W. Goots, give me that stat. That's kind of short, in my opinion. And I don't know if I'm all in on Detroit this season, but I do think Cade Cunningham has a good season, and I do like some of their young players. Do we think they keep it within 5 points here at home?
I do. I think they might win this game, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
and
so do I.
I don't know. The only reason I'm like not fully on it is because they do have some offseason additions, so maybe you could argue they're trendy. I hate fading or backing those teams in game 1. It's literally why I faded the Knicks yesterday. But, I mean, the Pacers coming off a ridiculous season, so I guess you can say the expectations are a little high for them to do somewhat of running it back in a pretty weak East. But, I mean, defensively, they've got to show me. And I know the Pistons don't really have the greatest shooters around Cade Cunningham, but he's going to be able to do literally whatever he wants from a playmaking perspective against the Pacers. So it's the perfect time to jump in, I would say.
Yeah. Have you seen any Pacers bets on your feed today?
I don't know that I've seen a peep about this game.
Yeah. Splits look really good. Both on Pickett Pro and on this one. I mean, not a soul taking the Pistons on the ML. It's not like it's a fucking 10-point spread either. It's a 5-point spread. ML a little bit more popular than spread a little bit more popular for the Pistons than I'd like to see, but still not public technically. And the under getting some bets in handle as well. Weird.
Yeah, I think that's just a Pistons staple.
Mathurin is back and he will cook. Yeah, I tweeted yesterday asking for some NBA takes on players or teams you guys were high on. Did hear a little bit of Piston slurpage and Benny Mathurin talk as well, getting gassed up too. I don't know where your head is at with him, but are we thinking Benny Mathurin, the Arizona former star, shows up this season, has a breakout year?
I mean, you would like to say so, but maybe that's a system fade, Krabs. That could be good for the Pistons. Fade Benedict Mathurin.
That could be good for the Pistons.
On game one.
Yeah. All right. Magic +2, first time chatter. Almadaj 112.
Shocked. So many people are on the Magic today. That's
very popular play. You know who sniffed that one out? Gutsy, actually. He said the Magic are fake sharp today.
Yeah.
It could be. Yeah, +2 against your Heat. Would love the Heat report. What do you think about their debut tonight?
I mean, sneaky. A lot of the teams that, or a team that not many people are realizing is a lot deeper this year is the Heat. I mean, I wanted them to go out and get like a stone cold shooter from the draft. They didn't do that, but I feel like this is addition that I didn't really expect them to go, the route that I didn't really expect them to go, because like now you can have rotations with Bam like playing the 4 if you really want to. So like that, I kind of like the Magic maybe long term this season. They went out and got a shooter, which I think is super important for them, but offensively to figure it out against that lineup, that's going to be, even with like Hero or Duncan in there, a defensive death wish. Have fun. Game 1 of the season in Miami.
I mean, it's got to be the under in this game as well. It's the only game with the total even close to being this low, even close to being near 200s. Everything else is in the 220s plus. It's got to be the under in this game.
Yeah, I mean, it is. Typically, I mean, they start with this game every year, every season, and it's not usually too many points. So I would have nothing to say against it.
Total's down from 210.5 to 208. Nobody's even betting on the under, but it's moving down. Pretty weird. Looking back at their last couple matchups, there have been 3 overs in their last 5 games. They played against each other going back to 2023. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, probably got to be the Heat. Probably got to be the under in that game. Maybe it's the Magic team total under. You meet in the middle there. All right. What would you play, Mr. Miami Heat fan, in that game if you had to take something?
I would just play the Heat.
Okay.
Sniff out the fake sharp Magic early.
Okay. All right. Dubs. Chat, let's go over a couple more of these games in the NBA tonight. What about Milwaukee and Philly? I want to talk about this game as well.
I'm shocked you didn't have the Sixers on the card, Krabs.
I'm happy you're saying that because I definitely lean that way. And I thought about it, that's
I've
for sure.
Literally going back to yesterday on the feed, and I think somebody went and gave it on Surge Stream. They said there's literally no chance that the Bucks lose to the Sixers because of the very obvious injury situation. So first game of the season, we're getting a fully healthy Bucks team against a 76ers team without 2 NBA All-Stars, and the feed's all over it. That should go well.
Yeah, I bet. It's got to be the 76ers without their stars.
Yeah, I don't even know if I have the stomach to take it and lock it in, but it's just one of those you kind of figure it's going to happen.
I mean, yeah, nobody's betting on the 76ers. I don't really know why this line's coming down. Pretty fucking weird, if you ask me. We're seeing fucking -4.5 to -3.5 for the Bucks. Weird.
Insane. Literally insane.
Weird. Free Flyers saying that's one to avoid. I feel like that's one we can't be scared of, and we can't fear the dog in the spot. We got to embrace him. Look at the splits. It's got to be Philly plus 3.5. They might not win, but they're covering that game. No Middleton. Good point.
It's extremely
Good point.
square, but if the Sixers have any chance of covering this game, it's got to be Maxey points.
Giannis questionable, bro. Think he ain't playing?
Maxey? You think, Goodsy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be Maxey. Is Goots talking?
Yeah, you can't hear him?
No.
GG.
That's all right. He was also really loud and it kind of hurt my ear a little bit. It's okay, though, Goots. It's okay. I'll be all right. Don't worry about me, okay? Maxey's at 28.5 points. I mean, that's high as ma.
I mean, yeah, it's really just him out there from a scoring perspective. You're going to get him sprinkles of Kelly Oubre. You have Drummond on the boards. I mean, I don't know how they do it, but they're probably going to do it.
Oubre might go off as well.
I wouldn't hate some Oubre points. I feel like Oubre, shorthanded Sixers, Oubre printed a good bit last year. I remember when that always hit the feed.
Oubre's underrated, man. He's underrated. 17.5 points. Looks pretty red. Looks pretty high. Yeah. Okay. I have a feeling we might be circling back to that game here in a moment, but at least we can agree right now it's got to be Philly spread. Yeah. Maybe even ML in that game. All right. What about Cleveland, Toronto? Any thoughts on that game? Looks like Cleveland's up to minus 6.5 on the road.
That's a somewhat similar scenario because I know that Raptors have a billion injuries too. I believe. That's a game. If I'm going to get into one injury situation, taking the fake sharp team, it's not going to be the Raptors. So I will kiss that one goodbye.
Okay. Yeah, Cleveland getting some respect on the road. I know it doesn't matter, but they go 0-4 in preseason, up to minus 6.5. Pretty weird.
Yeah.
What about Brooklyn and Atlanta? Could this be the Hawks' year? I've heard a lot of smart people gassing up this Hawks team before the season's even started. Do we think it could be Trae Young's season? Could it finally be the time we see the Hawks do something?
Could be. I don't know that I'm going to get in game one because they are playing a Nets team that I don't think anybody respects because now it's just Cam Thomas chucking and that's about it. But I don't know. I didn't like the DeJounte Murray situation. I feel like that was really doomed to be a failure from the start. So now you got Trae Young kind of doing it solo in the backcourt, which I think is a big plus. Granted, I mean, the team around him is not fantastic outside of like Jalen Johnson. Maybe you get a healthy DeAndre Hunter year. You got Bogdanovich. You got Capella in the contract year. I would hope it comes together a little bit.
Hawks are much better off without Murray. Free Flyers saying that's exactly what you said as well, right? You kind of like that better.
I mean, he's great defensively. He always has been. It's just that never really gelled.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I want to bet in this game, but it's probably not Brooklyn. Atlanta laying 6.5, 7. I feel like those are two moose-shit teams. Seeing one, that heavily favored, even if they're home, makes me think they win, they cover. But not going to bet that one. What about Houston and Charlotte? Any comments, any thoughts in that game? Maybe we get a LaMelo Ball legacy performance on the road here?
There's potential. There's potential.
Start off to go well, right?
Yeah, that would be great to start to go well. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do defensively if you're the Rockets instead of, I don't know, playing them. I don't know where Dylan Brooks is going to play a majority of his minutes or whatever, but I don't know. The one thing I hate doing, especially for teams dealing with a lot of injuries, I guess the Grizzlies kind of fit in this too, and the Hornets would be one of those teams. I hate fading them early in the season when they're fully healthy because it feels like they have plenty of times to, like, this is the time to get together and have really good performances and play better as a team. It's opening night. I get it, but I don't know. This feels like a super weird game.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I want to bet that game either, but I'd probably lean the over or Charlotte, or maybe just trying to back LaMelo Ball.
You could get down with that. I will say
23.5 points.
Total feels a little high, maybe.
Yeah, but the total has come down about 5 points from that opener.
That's
kind of weird.
Feels really high too.
Yeah. Are people betting on that under Goots on Pickett Pro? You scroll down here a hair. Looks like they're taking the under.
Yeah.
Huh. That's probably why that total's moving down. That's a good sign for the over. All right. Cool. And then a couple more games here in the NBA. What about Chicago and New Orleans? Any thoughts in that game, Jovan? We got Chicago getting 5.5, 6 points on the roads to the Pelicans.
I would not hate a little Bulls look, Krabs.
Really?
Would not hate that at all.
Could it be Lonzo Ball season? I know we just talked about LaMelo.
Yeah, just might be. I guess.
He's up for 5 points. Jesus, man. They don't expect shit out of him.
Lonzo, he's probably a little limited, I would think. That's what I was just about to say. Not a full go just yet to start the season. I don't know. I'm not the coach. I haven't read anything about that, but I would only assume 14 to 16 minutes we're seeing in chat. Yeah, I mean, that feels about right.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm just happy to hear that he's back out there on the field. We thought that he might not even play again.
I want to see him out there on the court, dude.
Okay.
I think the whole world does.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess not the Bulls don't have a new piece here and there, too, but the Pelicans, too, like same situation, fading teams with, I don't know, these big offseason additions, especially when one of those additions happens to be a very ball-dominant guy. Cough, DeJounte Murray. Took a pretty big adjustment period early in Atlanta, and maybe that's just because it was never going to work, but early in the season, when you're going to have DeJounte out there, McCollum out there, BI out there, I mean, that's kind of tough, especially when you're playing a team with some very solid defensive players in the backcourt.
Yeah, is Zion playing? Because I see some combo squares up for him, and I don't see any normal squares up for him. I just see combos. He's got Zach LaVine and Zion combo squares up.
Maybe he's active.
Vucevic and Zion rebound combos. Anybody know if Zion's playing tonight?
Game time decision.
Look it up.
So I guess we're going to find out a tip.
Okay.
I just feel like all those guys on the court at the same time, maybe DeJounte will get like 6-man minutes if he ends up being active or whatever. I don't know what the rotation is going to look like, but early in the season, I like that's another one where I don't get the fit, period. And I think everybody else is in the same vein. DeJounte with that team, who I feel like already had a lot of options. I thought like in the offseason they would go like the big role player route. They didn't. I kind of want to fade that early in the season.
All right. Yeah, I don't hate that. I would love your thoughts on Phoenix and the Clippers here. Do you want to fade the Clippers? Do you think that's a fat line for the Suns? Laying 5 on the road here? I know the Clippers got a lot of injuries, but it's their debut at their new stadium, right?
With the injuries, it definitely makes sense. I'll say that. It almost feels too easy in the fact that I'm taking the Grizzlies, who are also kind of in that category, not because of injuries, but just because of the general situation. Don't know if I want to take both of them. Unless, I guess, maybe if the Bucks are taking care of business, then maybe I can get in. But I can't say I want to back the Suns early against a shorthanded team.
Yeah, that's fair. And then any thoughts on Golden State and Portland late night?
Yeah, I got nothing there, Krabs. I'll be honest.
You got nothing in that one? Okay.
Not a thing.
Okay. Well, first game without Klay Thompson on the Warriors, right?
Yeah. Buddy Hield's probably going to be Steph Curry today.
I bet. I think they were undefeated in the preseason as well, the Warriors. Not that it matters, but I mean, they're looking pretty sharp. We'll see if they can stay successful, stay good without Klay Thompson. Splash Brother. Weird to see him on another team. I don't know if I like that. Chat, you guys got any squares or plays in that game that you like? Late night, Warriors, Portland. Looks like the Warriors are laying 6.
That's the only under I've seen on the feed multiple times. Is that one.
Splits are a little bit public as well. Not too public. Giannis bumped to a game time decision. Interesting. He was probable earlier today. That's not a good sign.
Yeah, he's playing, man.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Clay was washed. Steph will do it himself. Yeah, I don't disagree, Danny. I don't disagree. Although I don't know if I'm in the business of fading Clay in revenge season on a new team this year. But we'll see. And Chad, if you guys want to get involved in the BTL NBA season-long lineup that we crafted up yesterday, you still have time, I believe, to tail that. I don't think any of those guys played last night, did they? No.
No,
they did not. So, Chad, if you guys want to get involved, it's LaMelo Ball, more than 24.2 points per game. We've got Damian Lillard, more than half a 50-point game. John Morant, more than 7.8 assists per game. Devin Booker, more than 26.5 points per game. And Joel Embiid, less than 11.1 rebounds per game. It's the one less than in that puppy. Okay? Also, I saw yesterday there were 2 squares we talked about that got taken off the board, and I'm glad we didn't put them in here, but it was Kevin Durant, less than half a 50-point game, which is already going to turn green. I mean, we should have put that in here. We fucked up not putting that in there. And there was another square as well that we talked about yesterday that got taken off the board. I think it was a less than for one of the GOATs or something, but I can't remember who it was. So that's okay. But yeah, it looks like they took off that Durant 50 Berg.
I saw that one. I don't know what other one it was. So
Turner Mac is asking, do we like Morant more than 8 assists today? Oh, it was that AD triple-double. Yep, that's what it was.
You're right.
It was the AD triple-double. Which after how he played last night, I'm kind of happy I don't have a less than ticket for that. He's cracked. Right?
Well, he played, so that's why it's off the board.
Yeah. No, but it got taken off yesterday before the game. Like it turned
Before
green.
the game? Oh, geez.
Yeah. It got taken off. That and Durant got taken off before both games last night. Yeah, what do you think about that assist square for John Morant? I'm assuming you like it.
Yeah, I mean, as a D-Bane threes square holder, I absolutely would love that.
Is it 8 assists? I'm seeing on PrizePicks. Sure. Okay. 25.5 points. Yeah, I think John Morant, he's going to silence some of the haters, some of the doubters this season. Let's hope he locks in and does job.
So
a tough couple seasons. Stay healthy. Keep your mind right. Come on, Ja.
I mean,
You're a fucking beast,
he stays
bro.
healthy. He stays healthy, and I guess they need Jaren Jackson also to get healthy because he's already not healthy. I mean, they could be the T-Wolves / Mavs of this year pretty easily.
Turner Mac, I'd probably rather take John Morant PRA or his fantasy score, to be honest. I think he just goes fucking off tonight. I think he goes off. Maybe it's his fantasy score.
It is such a jaw game, too, with the Jazz. I mean, the Jazz are going to play fast. There's probably going to be plenty of transition, so it's just an overall jaw-style game that I would love.
Yeah. High-ass fantasy score on the road.
Yeah, as it should be.
I like it. I like it. All right, chat. What else you got for us in the NBA? You guys got any cues? Let me know. You guys got any NBA questions? Hawks spread, Grizzlies spreads? Grizzlies spread, sure. Hawks spread, sure. I lean that way for sure, yeah. Maxi points, yeah, I like that. Not sure. Ja going to be coming off the ball a lot with Smart healthy now. That could be a good point.
We were talking about
What do you think
Smart, dude.
What do you think about Jaime Jaquez? Somebody in chat said his PRA is literally free. That's what he said.
Jaime?
Yeah.
I don't know if too much is going to be free in that game. That's not the game where I'd be shooting for a ton of offense. But
yep,
I don't know. The Heat are tough, like game one, because I want to figure out how they do the rotations with the bigs. I wonder why you said PRA is free.
Okay. Well, probably because it's green as ma.
Green as pop.
Yep. Achilles, I like where your head's at as well, brother. You said you swapped out Sabonis under triple-double instead of the Dame 50 piece. That does sound like more of an Achilles or Krabby lineup there. I like it. Brooke Lopez threes. First time chatter dropping a follow. Poppy Killer 9. Okay. Brooke Lopez 3 threes. He's asking about. What do we think about Big Brooke?
That's Twitter POD today. I've seen that a lot,
Okay.
but I feel like he does come through for the people.
He's up for 2.5 on his Demon Square. 3-pointers made. Could be a fun little sweat.
He either tweaks or bagels.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like it all comes down to if he bangs his first 3 or not. He'll keep shooting them.
Yeah, if he bangs one early, I mean, that's literally green as paw.
Dude thinks he's fucking point guard.
Yeah, then he starts jacking, dude. It's unbelievable.
Let's craft a 4-man. You guys want to craft a 4-man? Maybe we could start out with 2 of the squares we brought with us, Tyus Jones and Desmond, although they're both 3-pointer squares. You got one less than and one more than.
Yeah.
NBA 4-man, you guys seem pretty interested in. I wouldn't mind crafting up a little NBA guys, man. We've already talked about a lot of squares that I like.
Might need that.
Huh. Okay. You still feel confident with your guy Desmond Bain?
Of course. Desmond bangs.
Okay, well, we got that. We got Tyus Jones. Couple other good squares that were talked about. I wouldn't mind a John Moran angle or Zach Edey angle. I wouldn't mind back in Cade Cunningham. I wouldn't mind. There's somebody else that we talked about that I liked. Shit. Oh, yeah. The 76ers angle, whether it's Kelly Oubre or who was the other guy we talked about for the Sixers? Tyrese Maxey. What do you think about those two gents?
I mean, it's got to be one of them.
Should we make sure there's no other weird squares that are up for the 76ers? Also, Andre Drummond is up for 14 rebounds, Jovan. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, he's the only one out there.
Jesus Christ.
Krabs.
And 12 points.
Yeah.
Grady Dick.
Grady Dick. I mean, I guess that's similar situation to Maxey and Oubre. They're super short-handed, so he might have to be the guy. But
Why on earth is Tyus Jones 3s getting faded? You can go back and rewatch the sell job, my man. You missed it. You can always go back on the YouTube and rewatch. Make sure you subscribe as well. You've only got one turnover square up, and it's a Marcus Smart turnovers. 1.5. That's kind of weird.
No way we went to turnovers in this economy.
I'm just looking around. I'm just peeping. LC's on Grady. Let's go. The Ram boards. You guys are throwing out some good options. You are. Is quickly playing? That's a good question. Seeing way too many options in the chat.
A lot of options.
Way too many options.
Why is Harrison Barnes rebounds a popular square? There you go.
Yep,
Okay,
that'll do
that's
it,
why.
Gates.
Gates, if I had to
That'll
guess,
do
I'd
it.
say that's probably why.
Yep. If there's any question of why is this on Pop Tab, just click the chart and you'll probably find out.
For NBA especially, right?
For NBA especially. NBA or college basketball. College basketball, they do that shit all the time too.
Do I dare even look up some odds for this fucking square, man? What is he on there?
Harrison Barnes rebounds. That's tomorrow anyway.
It's not even today, bro. I was going to say, what the fuck?
Yeah, not even today.
That's all right, Cutesy. I like where your head's at, man. I do. Could go back to a block shot square.
I mean, if you've got one, I don't want you to force it. But if you've got one,
I think we let those come. We let those come to you. You don't force. You don't reach for those.
Can't force those.
But Jalen Johnson is probably the one I would take.
Jalen Johnson block.
If it hits, I want credit for it. If it doesn't, it was just a lane. Okay?
That's fair. I'll give you that.
I like Cade Cunningham points, although it's kind of green. Chat, what do we think? We talked about a bazillion squares that I liked, and then I looked in the chat and I saw a bazillion other options as well. So now I'm a little bit overwhelmed.
Maybe we just keep it simple and take Cade PRA. I mean, if The Pistons are going to win that game or cover. I feel like it's got to be Cade.
I think this is it. Sharport Squares, Cade, and Maxi.
Wow.
Maxi.
2 Currys and 2 Don't Overthink It's.
Yeah.
I could be so in on that.
You like Maxi's points?
I do. Might be square, but I still think each week's, especially with where that spread's at in that game.
Would you rather take his points or PRA, Jovan? Maxi.
Points.
Maxi, prize points. Could lay head on pillow for that. Scotty Barnes.
Cade
points is
Cunningham,
all bad. It's 'cause
more than
nobody's-
PRA. Tyrese Maxey, more than points. Desmond Bain, more than 3.5 3-pointers made. Tyus Jones, less than 1.5 3-pointers made.
To be paw, dude.
Any qualms from the chat? What about LaMelo PRA? I mean, we could probably craft up a second one too. We've got so many fucking angles. Like,
Yeah, it's just an appetizer. Game 1s.
don't overthink it. Tyrese Maxey points, same logic as Cade's. Okay. Bam,
I know
threes keeps getting brought up.
It's a gob. But
Mm.
yeah, he's heading one. It's the same thing as AD because Bama. They've been telling him to shoot more threes over the season, and he's been doing it in the preseason. It's like he's going to be shooting threes, especially against the Magic. He's probably banging one, maybe 2.
Do we want to take out one of the Sharp Report 3-point made squares and use that to start up a second lineup and put another one in here that we've talked about today and try to split those puppies?
Maybe we just take out the Sharp Report squares and keep that to its own 2-piece, and then we just make a 4-piece with Cade, Maxey, and 2 others.
Hmm.
And that'd be something.
Okay. Not opposed. It wouldn't have smacked today or yesterday, excuse me. The Sharp Report 2-man, I don't think. I think that was your one out, right? And you sweep the straight bets, lost the square.
Yeah, I mean, there's Knicks. If you took anybody on the Knicks other than Miles McBride, no squares hit because they got destroyed.
We got to stand on business with Edie.
All right, why don't we lock in a Sharp Report 2-piece with Bain and Tyus Jones? And I just locked it in. Bain more than 3.5 3-pointers made, and Tyus Jones less than 1.5 3-pointers made. Okay. And now we can craft up a second geyserman. And we could start out with what were those 2 that Gucci had? Maxi and Cade.
Maxey points and Cade PRA.
And Cade PRA. Okay. Definitely wouldn't mind getting either Ja Morant or Zach Edey involved in this fucker.
This could be the sneak Edie in here spot.
What do you guys think about Edey?
This could be sneak of century putting him in here.
You like any Champions League today?
Might have to get to the counter with some Champs League. You're so right. I don't know if this is like a bias play or whatever it is, because I really do kind of like Zagreb for whatever reason, but Salzburg has been literally terrible. Literally terrible. And I feel like this is the game where you get a little +0.5. I did already take that, but that's the only one I have locked in. This is Zagreb +0.5. Winner draw in that game. That Barca Bayern game too is hilarious. Just a hilarious game. We can talk about it in a second, but I want to get this 4-piece on.
Daniel boots on ground for Barcelona. I need to ask him to play.
Is he boots on ground?
He's boots on ground.
Wow.
I wouldn't mind taking John Morant points and assists. 33.5. Take out his rebounds. It's green as fuck. He's not getting any rebounds with Edie's bitch ass in the paint anyways. Just do his points and assists, 33.5. I personally would probably rather take that than back Zach Edey in his debut, although I'm rooting for him and I think he does well. I think I'd rather go John Morant, who's still looking to prove people wrong, shut up the doubters, shut up the haters in the first game of the season, starving for, getting out on the right foot here. Needs to, after a couple embarrassing seasons.
I don't disagree. I'm just looking at this entry, and it's some serious super goat potential. We got Morant, Cade, and Maxey.
Mm-hmm. Krabs, our showdown on Sunday sucks if Daniels doesn't play. I know. I wanted to talk about that today as well, but we might not have time. I don't think he's going to play, but we're going to save that for another time. I want to make sure we lock in this format, but I don't think Daniels is playing, which is really beat.
Yes,
really fucking beat. Definitely some GOAT potentials here. If we put in too many good guys, that's probably not a great sign. Maybe we got to get a little nastier.
Need a nasty square in here. We already have Jaw. We need to triple stack now with Jaw Wick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not exactly sold on Jaw after your last couple comments there, Jovan. Although I still would put him in. But maybe...
I'm still fine with Jaw. I figured you would look at this entry and be like, yeah, I'm good.
What about Dyson Daniels?
That's a crazy pull out the ass.
Look at his point and rebound square.
Dyson Daniels is the
more
first
than points and rebounds, 11.5.
That's insane.
We like Atlanta. Could it be Dyson Daniels night?
I mean, it might. That would help if that game. I mean, I don't say I really trust the Hawks in a blowout or trust the Hawks to make it a blowout, but if they do, I feel like that's good for Dyson Daniels minutes.
I mean, he's got the name of a vacuum brand, so he's going to be a vacuum for the board.
I'm a fan of Dyson. I'm a fan of the Dysons. I like their product.
Good narrative.
Good vacuums. Yeah. Chat likes it. Looks like we got a fan of the Hawks. Says he loves his play. Sure. See repent.
We buffed this out.
Why the fuck is his line so high? I don't know, Money Habits, but probably because
if Buffkin's out, that probably means he's getting some bigger minutes. I guess he might start.
Dyson Daniels. I mean, all of his squares are red as ma, so I'm not opposed to any of them. Maybe we just stick with that rebounds and assists.
Rebounds and assists. That was the play.
Mm-hmm.
No points involved.
I mean, we could take his points and assists as well. Like every single square up there is red as ma, and obviously it doesn't matter. It's the first game of the fucking season.
Yeah,
but
new role. But let me see. I'm trying to think. From the Nets side, I guess Cam Thomas might be on him, and Cam Thomas is a traffic cone.
Yeah. Maybe we take his points and rebounds, 11.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cam Thomas is on him. He can't cover a parked car.
Yeah, he's bad.
Maybe we go Dyson Daniels, more than 11.5 points and rebounds.
That could be so sharp.
So right now I got Cade Cunningham, more than 37.5 PRA. Tyrese Maxey, more than 28.5 points. Dyson Daniels, more than 11.5 points and rebounds. A couple other guys that we've talked about that I like. I mean, John Morant / Zach Edey. There was a bunch of other squares that we talked about too. Duran rebounds, I believe, was thrown around at one point. Ben Simmons is up. Give me a break.
Yeah, let's not do that. Day one of NBA.
How do you want to close this puppy out, Jovan?
Do we not have 4?
I just don't have Ja in here yet.
Oh. Huh.
You want to put Ja in here? I'm still down to put him in.
I feel like we put a Grizzly in here, whether it's Ja
Yeah.
or whether it's Edie. I feel like the only other option would maybe be getting gross with the Raptors and putting somebody in there. But that game for sure has blowout potential. Scares me a little bit.
I kind of like the John Moran angle on opening night, making a statement. His points and assists, 33.5.
Could be it.
John Morant.
We could just put Jordan Clarkson in here.
Dude.
Can't wait to watch him go. You know what? He's probably going to be air tonight because I'm betting against the Jazz. He's probably going to have 6 threes. He's probably going to shoot 100% from the field.
He's had over 30 points and 8 assists in his first game the past 2 years, Turner Mac is saying. Okay. Yeah, he shows up when the lights are bright. Yeah, maybe we keep Clarkson for a side slip.
I was not actually recommending Clarkson.
Yeah.
But, I would advise taking his threes tonight because he's going to try and fuck me tonight. Surely.
I don't know if I shouted out my guy Elliot Ranson yet for the sub bang, but he came in resubbed and he asked thoughts on the Rockets and Sangoon. Is what he's asking.
Can't say I'm dying to back Sangoon first game back from injury, but her first regular season game back from injury, of course. But that whole game is weird. I want no involvement.
Okay. Maybe we just lock in this 4-man. Cade, Maxey, Daniels, and Ja.
Man, that's a hilarious 4-man.
I'm sold.
Supercoats and Dyson Daniels.
I'm locked in. Geertzy, you want the fucking link to that puppy? Drop it in the chat here. Drop it in the chat. There it is. Boom. Chat, if you guys want to get involved, feast your eyes. We'll drop that link in the chat. It's so crazy, it just might hit. Cade Cunningham, more than PRA. Tyrese Maxey, more than points. Dyson Daniels, more than points plus rebounds. And John Morant, more than points plus assists. 2 words, points. Lots of them. Need them. All right. Dubs. Well, we still got about 10 minutes left. We don't have a ton of time to go over some of the weekend NFL and college games that I wanted to. We spent a little bit more time on NBA today, and that's fine. But do we want to touch on maybe the NFL lines, maybe talk a little bit about Jaden Daniels and what I've heard? I'm pretty tapped in with the Manders, and I obviously listened to Dan Quinn's entire postgame or his entire presser yesterday talking about the injury, and he made it pretty clear week to week, not day to day. He's not playing unless he's 100%. They don't give a fuck about this game being against the Bears, number 1 versus number 2 pick. They care about the longevity in his future. This is not the same old Commanders that are trying to win every game when the lights are bright. They care about Jaden Daniels' future. They want to play into the playoffs. If he's not 100%, which from everything I've heard would be pretty surprising if he was 100% by Sunday. Unless he's 100%, he's not playing. Especially considering how well Marcus Mariota did when he went in that last game. Why would they be in a rush to play him? That'd be stupid. The worst case scenario is that he plays, goes in too early, he gets hurt again, and he misses some serious time. And then our playoff hopes are actually fucked. This one game doesn't matter. It matters if he misses the next month because he actually gets hurt. I think it'd be pretty dumb for him to play. But if he's healthy, he's healthy. If he's ready, he's ready. Not supposed to be a serious injury, but from what I'm hearing and what I heard Coach say yesterday, I don't think he's expecting him to play. And I'm certainly not.
Yeah. Maybe it's cake.
And they did flex this game, like a week or 2 ago. They flexed it. because it's Caleb versus Jaden Daniels. And you know he wants to play. And you know he's already been in coach's ear saying, I'm ready. But I'll tell you right now, they're not putting him out there unless he is 100% healthy. They are not risking shit. They flex the game literally so you can watch Marcus Mariota. Yep. Absurd.
Yeah.
Would love to see what the early splits are looking like here, Gatesy, in this game, if you want to take a little stroll down the board here. Very curious.
I can only assume, Krabs, that it's going to have to end up being not a single person on the Commanders this week after a couple days.
Well, looks like they're back to +2.5 after they were +1.5 this morning. I mean, that spread tells me he's not fucking playing, obviously, if they're +2.5 at home.
Of course.
Right? But it moved to 1.5 earlier today, but now it's back to 2.5. So Brock Bowers, rookie of the year betters. I bet, Richie.
Stock's up.
I bet, Richie. Still
Dream
a shit
scenario.
bet there, you know it.
Dream scenario. I mean, Jaden is rested up this week, and Caleb Williams has a shit game still. Then we're kind of in business. People forget.
Sure. That's a shit bet. Marcus Mariota under passing yards is a mega max beluga whale. Generico saying, yeah, I don't disagree. And Brock Bowers is very good, but he's not winning rookie of the year. Give me a fucking break.
I have two chances, Krabs. I have Bowers and I have BTJ tapped in. There's
Dude,
a shot.
yeah, it's great. Those are two shit bets, respectfully. Good luck.
We'll find out.
Good luck. Probably jinxing it into cash. I'm a Steelers fan. I give my left nut for the Commanders to win without Daniels and Caleb play like shit. Huh.
It's going to be Nate Wiggins.
Nate Wiggins? I don't think Bowers finishes over Neighbors. Carr got signed.
It's a hot take with Brock Bowers being plus 4,000, and I think Neighbors is like plus 300. So yeah, I would think that's the case.
Derrick Henry, NFL leading rusher betters. Told you boys in August. Goots, for some reason you hated it. He probably hated it because we brainwashed him into hating it. He probably loved it in his heart. And we probably crushed his dreams there. I mean, he looks unbelievable. Yeah, Derrick Henry. Nobody's stopping that guy. Dude's a fucking train out there.
I hated it because in John's preseason press conference, he said that we're not giving him the ball 30 times a game. That's not why we brought him here.
Yeah.
And
I
they're
didn't
still
think
not giving him the ball 30 times a game. But if he's going to break 80-yard rushes every single game.
Pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah.
The way they've been playing in the last month as well, 4-0. They've been damn close to giving him the ball 30 times a game.
Man. Yeah.
In a winning game script. As they
too
should.
Bad we got our GOAT coming in to avenge us against the Ravens this week.
Yeah, James.
Bruh.
GG's.
All right. Well, before we get to the squad ride here, Jovan, is there one game this NFL weekends that you've taken a peep at and you can't stop thinking about? Is there a wager that you're looking at that you really want to lock in and take right this second in the NFL this weekend? Anything screaming at you, looking at you funny?
Might be the over in Chiefs Raiders.
Wow.
But we can save that. We'll save that for tomorrow because we got kind of running out of time. We'll have time tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, some lines looking at me kind of funny. I mean, great Sunday night football game, Dallas and San Fran. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do there. Whew. That's sketch. Buffalo, Seattle. Buffalo laying 3 on the road at Seattle. Interesting. You got the shit bowl. Eagles, Bengals. Close spread. That's interesting as well.
Yeah, some games. We can dive in tomorrow along with Thursday night, of course.
Okay. Want to get to the squad ride?
Yep.
I'm down. Gootsy, run that shit. I want to see that damn train. Run it. All right, chat. Squad rides have been cake. Not going to sugarcoat it. They've been cake. All right, we're back to 10-11-1 this month after we were like 10-6-1. Lost 5 in a row. God damn it. What are we hitting today? We got plenty of options. We got plenty of sports. Let's fucking lock in. Let's find a squad ride play that we are all in love with. Let's talk through it right now. What's the best sell job that we heard on the stream today? I don't care what sport. I don't care who said it. Best fucking sell job, chat. What'd you hear? What'd you love?
Where's the plums at, Krabs? That's what
What'd
I
you
wanna know
hear and what'd you love?
first.
My plums. Flyers again from PrizePicks.
Might get pitchforks in the comments if those Flyers again.
I know. A lot of people want the Grizzlies.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, as much as I do like the Grizzlies, it's such an anti-squad ride play. And we're going to be so pissed after Surge stream in like an hour. You will, at least. I've kind of accepted it.
Definition of insanity is taking the Flyers ML again. That's what Nerfy Chad's saying.
Yeah, could be.
Well, shit. I'll tell you what my gut's telling me. My gut's telling me we go Flyers ML, we go Grizzlies -2.5, and we pick one of these college football games.
Ooh, wow. I'm shocked you didn't put the Sixers in there.
We could put the Sixers in there as well as a fourth.
I mean, I don't want to force it. It's just
and
if
then
your
pick one of the
plums are
football
speaking to you.
games. What do you think Trent likes in that game, Sixers?
I mean, you know he likes the Bucks, dude. I don't know if he's like somebody literally came on and told him the Bucks were free yesterday because the Sixers were missing all their guys, and I feel like he gave a little at that. So maybe he's not trapped enough to do it, but I don't know.
Here's what my gut's telling me. Chat loves that Kennesaw State +14 sell job. I haven't heard him love a sell job for me in a month. It's probably not a good sign.
One of your best sell jobs, Krabs, I will say.
I mean, yeah, but it's probably not a good sign. Let's not sugarcoat it or kid ourselves. It's probably a shit bet then if they love it, right? So we might have to pivot to yours and be smart here.
Yeah. Middle Tennessee
I think we
State.
go Flyers ML, we go Grizzlies, we go 76ers, and we go one of the college games. I mean, you were extremely confident in Middle Tennessee State. Chat loved my Kennesaw State first half sell job. Obviously, I like the Kennesaw State play better. Obviously, you're going to like Middle Tennessee State better. That's why it's on your fucking sharp report, and that's why I have Kennesaw State.
We got to put it in the hands of the chat, though. I feel like we put both of them in.
We could put them both in and make it a 5-piece. We haven't done that in a while, but we could. We could put both in. You want to?
Yeah, I feel like we should.
Okay. Flyers ML, such a perfect BTL squad ride. Fuck off, Krabs. I'll ride first half Kennesaw State myself then. Arias, we'll put it in there, brother. We'll put it in there.
Gotta put it in there.
It wouldn't be a BTL app if I wasn't, roasting chat for being squares a little bit. Come on. I got to poke the bear a little bit. Come on. I have to. All right, chat. We'll go 5 plays today. We do like a lot of plays. We'll go Kennesaw State and the Flyers ML. We'll go Grizzlies -2.5. Can I get a confirm that it's still at that line?
Yeah.
And then we'll go 76ers +3.5.
Yeah.
Jesus. Chat, 5 plays, 5 winners. Gootsy. Apologies. I know we were all over the place there. 5 plays, 5 winners. Flyers ML. Kennesaw State first half +14. Grizzlies -2.5. Middle Tennessee State +20.5. And the 76ers +3.5. 5 plays, 5 winners. Get those votes in.
Let's vote.
Get those votes in. Click the right fucking button, please. Click the right fucking button. Don't just click an NBA game because you want to watch the NBA tonight. Don't just click a fucking Jovan sell job or a Krabs sell job because you want to tail Jovan or Krabs. Click the best fucking sell job you heard today, and that's how the squad rides were on absolute fuego for years. Okay, lock the fuck in. Click the right button. It's really that simple. Everybody's got to vote. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on fucking Twitter, that's great. Get over to the Twitch page at Bookit Sports. It takes 20 seconds. You got plenty of time. Lock in. And we've got the Surge stream starting up right after this as well. Trent, apologies for making you wait here. W. Jovan, picking up the tempo and pace at the end, reading the room very well. We'll be done here in a minute. And we got the Surge stream right after this. We'll see if Trent can follow up a NBA 4-man with another green bee. I'd be shocked. I'd be impressed. We'll see if he can do it.
Could be locked to start the year.
I've seen crazier shit.
Yeah.
NBA is his best sport. I've seen
is.
crazier shit.
People forget.
We got first-time chatter coming in. Utah plus 2.5. Wow. We got Peter Dapp in the Apple coming in with a follow as well. W. Peter, we appreciate you. Chat, please click the right button for the love of God. Jules said cash the under half Hokie mentions. Well, that's cake now.
No, it doesn't count. Doesn't count if you read somebody talking about it.
Okay. Aries, I love that play, man. All jokes aside, I know I was ripping chat for loving it too much as well, and that scared me a little bit, sure, but I do like that play a lot. That's why I put it on the Sharp Report.
Yeah, I might have to tell you.
Second favorite play today.
I might have to
get
tell
involved. Looks like it's going to be the Grizzlies on the hardwood. Chat didn't listen to whatsoever. They just wanted an NBA play, but you know what, Jovan? That's okay. That's okay. Because this play's smacking, and just like we should have trusted the Celtics last night, the Grizzlies are coming home, or they're coming through as favorites. And we should have trusted Jovan there. We are tonight. W's.
Sure.
Grizzlies. Let's get it done. John Moran, Zach Edey. Hey, guys, stick around for the Surge stream and do me a favor. Pitch Trent one hell of a sell job on the NBA tonight. So good that he has to tail it. Okay? Dubs, and rumor has it, chat, we're going to have an MLB World Series pod up here probably tomorrow. We're about to record this fucker right now. Okay? So get ready for the MLB World Series pod. Probably dropping tomorrow. Stick around for the Surge stream. Give Trent a winner. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. We'll be.